Hello, Ben.
Hello.
We're not actually going to build a PC today.
Thank God.
Because graphics cards are £700.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it. I'm not a Henry Cavill.
No, there was a time when I was Henry Cavill. But now I play PC Building Simulator. It's in the Jingle Jam. So if you want to spend, 35 quid for charity, you can get a copy of this and 55 other games.
5 other games?
I know. At this point, it might have sold out though, Ben. So
well, I'd be amazed if it hasn't, because it's an amazing deal.
It is amazing. Ben, when was the last time you built your own computer?
Yeah, when I was a poor student, I built all my PCs. My latest one is the first one I haven't built. I got TJ to build it for me.
Very good. So he's now the expert. But we're gonna go into the free build and we're gonna try.
Oh my God! I'm not even gonna know what all these new kind of things are. I still remember DDR RAM and things that just don't exist anymore.
Are we gonna build water cooled or not? I don't know.
We're in at the deep end. Why not?
I'm
into keyboards.
So
that's the last thing you do.
We've not played this game. Ben's gonna play it.
Oh, I'm gonna play. Okay. Let me get my sexy.
Well, we could do. I do the keyboard, you do the mouse situation. But I feel like that's gonna set us off on the wrong foot. That's not a good
move, is it? Okay, so look, we've got this guy. It's an empty case. We can work on it.
Yeah, it's missing a lot of parts. So you need to unscrew the thumb screws on the back.
Of course I do.
Remember?
I love thumb screws, man. The first PC I built had to use a screwdriver.
I don't see thumb screws anywhere else other than on PC cases.
Yeah, they should be on everything. Well, anything you need to open regularly, I suppose. We got the bones now.
There's
We're
a
in.
second panel you need to take off because we're gonna have to.
You never take off the other panel unless you're changing the motherboard.
Well, we are.
Oh no, we're in at the deep end.
We're putting the motherboard in.
I thought we could warm up and just swap out some RAM or replace the power supply.
Or actually, is that tray removable?
Case part, beauty panel. Is that all that is? Is that not structural? Oh my God.
Are we going with Nvidia or AMD?
Nvidia just works, man. AMD always feels like the Morrison's knockoff. Like it's fine and it works, but it's just not as good.
It's like Tesco chipset. All right.
Money's no object, right?
Well, let's have a look at the CPUs first and see what CPU you want, because then we'll buy a motherboard that fits the CPU.
Oh, that's very smart.
There's a Threadripper, a classic.
Threadripper.
A classic. We don't want AMD though. Let's scroll down. Well, Intel.
Do you want an Intel?
Yeah.
So let's get the maximum, just the best one. We're not spending real money. Let's get 8 cores, i9.
Well, I don't know if this is still the best one now, but because this is from
got DLC.
Yeah, I don't know. This is it's a year out of date. But actually, that chip is probably still better than the one we're using. Shall we build the computer we're using to build the computer?
Oh my God. Yes. How many monitors are we going to have on this dream PC? What's the limit? Because obviously 2 monitors, I would say, essential. I could no longer go back to living with 1 monitor.
But 3 monitors, excessive.
Well, maybe. You just kind of get diminishing returns, don't you? You could have the 6-monitor 3x2 setup.
I don't know. Whenever I've got that third monitor, I really rarely find myself using it. I might have Netflix going on a window.
You could have your Twitch chat on a monitor, right?
Oh, if you're practical, if you're a person who actually does things like that with it, then sure. But I'm just a gamer. I don't. my home PC is just for my own pleasure, Ben. It's not for anyone else. It's not for work.
And you've only got 2 hands, so how do you pleasure 3 monitors with 2 hands?
Right. Yeah. Well, or 2. You've only got 2 eyes as well.
That's true. 1 per eye. So here's all the i7s. We need the 1070.
No, it's that one. It's that one. The K.
Can you tell the difference? This one's got higher wattage.
Well, that's why, because that was not the K that it says on there. See?
Right, okay. This is kind of cheating. Cannot fit.
Okay.
We have to have the motherboard first, right?
Right, yeah, sure. So in that case, now we know which one we want.
Pretty
Where's
impressive.
What's S80? What's E80X?
My PC building knowledge, I'd say, is about 10 years out of date.
Yeah, I didn't know there were different types of ATXs. But S sounds like small. S80X sounds like a small form factor.
Or super.
Could be super. Okay, so let's just take that one up there with the free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi. When in doubt, pick free Wi-Fi.
Also, it's got that cool bit on the side. Yeah,
in it goes. Boop, 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 boop.
So you have to screw all the bits.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. Screw.
So you mount it onto the motherboard plate.
Yeah.
Which is obviously important. I think this will stabilise the motherboard in place, right?
Yeah, you got to pin it in place. Yeah, this looks right to me.
Okay, good. And so on the back, there's this thing.
There's all the sockets.
Okay.
Very good. Can we zoom in? Get a nice look at that thing. Do I have to re-screw it now? thing.
Oh yeah, you have to attach the additional screws. Yeah. Oh, so you were putting the motherboard mounts on?
I was putting the mount. Yeah, exactly.
So they were the mounting screws.
Because you got to line it all.
You got to
up
have
perfectly.
a little bit of gap between the motherboard and the backplate.
Oh, for like.
Or else there'll be contact.
Otherwise, it'll be smashing. You don't want your mother.
You don't want
your
your chippy bits, your circuity bits.
Yeah, your fairy dust
touching your backplate.
Now, some people put their CPU in last, because that's the tricky part, right? You want to get right in there.
No, we're just going to do it first.
Well, no, hold on. Before we even do this, you can't just stick the chip on the motherboard, you maniac. Paste. You need the paste.
What, we stick the paste on the motherboard?
On the bit where you put the chip. It goes on here, doesn't it?
No, it fucking doesn't.
Paste. You got to smother that shit.
No, but that's the pins, you idiot.
Oh, you're right.
You don't put paste on the pins.
You're right. You're absolutely
That's the last place you do it.
Okay, you're right. You put the paste on before the fan, not the... I love the paste. I got a little bit ahead of myself.
You did.
The paste.
All right, so pop the CPU in, close the lid.
God, this is so much less stressful than doing it in real life.
And that's got screw that down.
The amount of times I have to double check that, is this the right orientation? I don't want to bend a pin as I put it on slightly wrong. Oh.
So is that screwed in now? The CPU shield looks like it is.
Yeah. Shields. Oh no!
You've opened it.
I've opened the shield.
But look, so you close it, and then you have that little wire thing that comes down. The lever. Yeah.
Perfect. Right, now the paste.
Now the paste.
Paste.
Okay, get that and apply it to the chip.
Oh, is that enough, or should I just?
Yeah, that's it. That is it.
Shall I just?
That is it.
Can I draw a smiley face?
You should not. The reason is that when you press the two things together, it will spread out to form
a seal.
As much contact as possible.
Yeah.
It's a very common problem.
We're already ahead of Henry Cavill at this point.
Are we?
He forgot to put his paste on.
Well, that's a novice mistake. Well, at least
we love you, Henry Cavill.
Well, we were so far ahead. In fact, we put the paste in before.
Yeah, I just didn't want to make his mistakes.
We need cooling.
We need a fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get something that's like a hairdryer. Jeez. Oh, look, it's a passive one.
Oh, I don't trust it.
No, I don't trust it.
That's witchcraft.
Arctic freezer. That's one I used back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, actually, I used one that genuinely did look like a hairdryer. It was like a little turbine.
This was the one. This style one was the one that I last built.
Yeah, they come with stock. They look like it. That looks like a stock cooler, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it didn't feel good. I'm gonna throw that out there. How important are looks to you, Lewis? When you're swiping through these profiles, obviously details important. You've got to be compatible.
Deep cool.
How important is the photo when making your decision?
Well,
do you need it to have colours?
This is something that you want to consider now. Because
to light up.
Up until now, it's not mattered really.
Now you can have glass cases.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should have thought about this. Thing is, my PCs used to be anyway, in my room. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't want them to have, and I would also leave them on at night often because I'd be downloading stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't want them to be loud, and I didn't want them to be bright because I would have
sleep
to
in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be as quiet as possible. In this case, I think we should go with just to go up to the top. Let's get that Arctic freezer, the bright yellow one. It looks horrible.
It does look disgusting, but we're going to lock it away. We're not going to have a glass case, right?
No, we might just. I just want to look at the size of it. Blam.
It's fucking enormous.
Where do you want to point it? Oh, you just whacked it in, did you, like that? That's fine.
Well, we can undo,
I have to redo the thermal paste now.
Oh, what? Right, so we can put it in here, and then we can...
What are you doing?
I'm trying to rotate it!
Well, you've not pressing the right button, are you? Take it out. Redo the thermal paste. This is where it gets messy. If you have to take the chipset on and off the whole thermal
How many
paste
times
thing,
have we scraped
you only
this
want to
thing
do
clean?
it once. Because you have to polish it. You get a little, thingy and you polish it clean. You can play this with controller.
Yeah, you can play this on Xbox.
That's crazy. You don't want to do that.
But
no one's building a computer on a fucking Xbox.
you want to live your dream.
That's disgusting.
You sat there with your Xbox going, I wish I had a PC.
No. Console as a PC Master Race, I feel that is heresy. Do you know what I mean? I think you should be burned if you play PC Building Simulator on an Xbox. What the fuck? Oh, it's messed up, dude.
Ah ha ha.
That's fine. That's fine. It'll snap. Obviously, we want it pointing out of the case, out the top, out the back.
Out the back. Okay, yeah, because that's where the hole is.
Yeah.
Air holes.
I like it. Install it, Ben. Next up. Oh shit.
Did we forget something very important? Well, we're not going to be able to fit the RAM in with the fan in the way, are we?
I think actually it's okay.
Maybe we just do 2 sticks.
Yeah, we only need 2 sticks.
Get 2 big fat
Well, what's
sticks.
this one got?
Where is the RAM on here? Oh, there we go. 32. Doesn't say how many sticks. So we just get 2 16s.
Okay, is that
right?
a lot?
We're already getting lazy.
This doesn't sound like a lot.
RAM is one of those things that used to be super important and is now much less important than it used to be. So while processors and graphics cards have got better and better and better, RAM stayed about the same.
But even the computers, even processors have gone weird because they've sort of started to go into multiple numbers of cores. It's all very confusing.
It'll be fine.
I'll let you install the RAM, Ben, because you've never had a problem installing RAM.
I've got a confession to make. One time I was upgrading my PC and it had DDR1 RAM in it, and I bought some DDR2 thinking that they were compatible, and that was just like an upgrade. But it turns out can you see here the little gap in the slot? You got like slot, little gap, slot. Place where that gap plugs in.
The RAM stick has like a wedge in like it's not in the middle, but it's like off to the side a little bit to stop you putting it the wrong way round.
Exactly, it's off center, and the difference between DDR1 and DDR2 is just like 2mm difference on where that slot is.
Right, to stop people putting DDR2 sticks into a DDR1.
Well, they should have tried harder because I found a way. I crunched that RAM in. I made it fit.
You do have to press it quite hard sometimes.
That's the thing with RAM. You do have to click it in because you've got these little plastic clicks either side that have to you can't just push it in softly.
Do it now.
You got to firmly slot it in.
Zoom in. So you have to open the
clips, and then the clips close by you firmly slotting the RAM in. Clunk.
And then now you're taking it out, Ben. Because like you just said.
Yeah. So so long story short, I once ruined a motherboard by forcing a DDR2 RAM into a
So
into
don't
one
do
slot.
that.
So don't do that. Okay, we're getting pricey now. We're already at $1,600.
Wow, that RAM stick was more expensive than I realised.
Oh my god, it was so expensive. It was as much as the motherboard.
You don't need to spend that much on RAM. Our motherboard's expensive too, actually.
Wow.
Anyway, we're not going to look at the price, Ben, because this is a fantasy build.
Sparing no expense.
So, next we need graphics card. Let's do that. It's the next one on the logical order. Actually, we should probably put the power supply in before we put too much in this case.
Don't we need to know what our power needs are?
Well, if we just get 1,000 watts, that'll be fine.
Famous last words. Also, that sounds excessive.
Not really. Antec High Current Gamer Extreme Series.
Wow, that's the premium shit, isn't it?
That's the one.
Boy.
Get that one.
All right.
And slap it in there in the bottom.
Down here.
Oh, it's got its own. Oh, okay. So this isn't too bad then.
It's got its own slot.
It's got its own thing, but sometimes this can be a ball ache.
It's a pretty rad case.
So
to be honest.
yeah.
And we'll stick this bad boy in. Bam! Yeah, it takes up like a whole slot.
So we need to. First thing we need to do is plug the CPU fan into the CPU fan port. So yeah.
Okay, can you zoom out?
So this goes into there. Well, it's obviously telling us what we need to connect. So, let's connect the case to the motherboard. Right, that's the case.
Okay.
And
so that means what now? The power plug will turn on the motherboard.
Yeah. So there'll be some specific things there at the bottom. Yeah, that the case uses. And it looks like, is that one the motherboard power up at the top left? That's quite.
Yeah. And I guess it wants to go to the PSU.
Yes, okay, that's going to run all the way around.
God, the cable management in this is amazing.
I know, it's running around the back. So if you look in the chaps area, you can see.
Right, all the cables.
It's a shame that the motherboard power is so far away from. Maybe that's on purpose to make it look good. I don't know. All right, sure. Let's do the graphics card now.
Okay.
Because actually, it's not going to be. It's not actually going to be in the way, is it?
No, that's it. My knowledge is all out of date. They all go around the back now, which is like the smart move. That's not how we used to do it in the day.
The reach around.
The old reach around. We did not approve of the reach around.
Now, what are we using here on this computer? A GeForce RTX 3070, Ben. That's what we're using.
That's pretty damn good.
Is that enough? That must be it then.
NVIDIA GeForce. That'll be the one, won't it?
That is it.
I'm going to take 2 of these out because maybe it needs 2.
I think 2 is the right number. But you might need to take that. You might need to take the third one out.
Third one out as well.
Just because it might slot into the 1, 2. It might slot into the 2 and 3 position rather than the 1 and 2 position.
So let's slot this bad boy in here.
I thought it might. There you go. Look. Old Lewis saving you.
Right, you
saving
saved me the
some trouble.
faffing.
You're gonna have to grab the other bit though and put it back. The PCO, the other one you took out.
No, you don't just want a hole?
No, you can't just have a hole.
I mean, you can. You can just have a hole. I don't think we need anything else, do we? We could put in.
Oh,
like...
we weren't going to SLI. We're just copying this. We're just copying it. We can SLI in future if graphics card prices go down a bit and we decide to do Bitcoin mining.
Right, then we'll get the SLI bridge. Although I don't know if newer graphics cards can do the SLI. There's no slot for it.
God, what a weird looking graphics
so
card.
out of date. Right, we're going to plug this bad boy
PC
in.
looks very similar, Ben, actually.
Oh no, which one does it plug into?
What do you mean? It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, sweet. Are you sure?
Yeah. Okay.
It's a pricey graphics
Wow.
card, sir.
What are those prices? Thing is, these are probably 2019 prices, but it's still the same today,
I
right?
think this card was like top of the range back then.
Okay. No expense spared for your PC in this office, Ben. No expense spared. So install now. We're going to need the storage. So we're going to need.
Of course, God, I thought we were done, but actually we have no hard drive.
We need an SSD for the main drive, and we need
a fucking mega giga.
Something like 2 terabytes of storage for the others. So if you go SSD, and
we've got to have at least 500, I think.
These days you do, but what have we got on this computer?
Oh yeah, good point.
But just go Windows Explorer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, we got a 500.
Oh wow.
No, we haven't even got SSD.
No.
We've got game SSD. Okay, so we need a 500 gig SSD, a 1 terabyte SSD, and 2 and 4 terabytes.
This is turning into a bit of a beast.
Well, this is what we're using.
Where do we go? Should you stick it in here? Don't they normally go up here, or don't they normally tucked out of the way, the hard drives these days?
Oh no, looks like not though.
Apparently
looks like
not.
You've got it here.
Got to put it here. Is
that
it?
Is that in?
It's a fucking USB stick. Okay, so that's for running Windows on and nothing else. Stop installing things on C drive.
Sure. Everything's unfortunately installed on C drive.
Well, that's the annoying thing about the live stream room, right? Every time I go in there, I have to uninstall like 5 games because when I go on Steam and I tell it to install on not on the C drive, it only does it for my profile. So then when anyone else comes in and does a stream in there and just goes install whatever, puts it on the C drive, and then it's just full. Full immediately.
It's full immediately because it's got no space. Because it's only supposed to have Windows on there.
There you go.
Okay.
Everyone in the Yogscast watching this, change your
Please
default
stop installing
drive.
shit. All right,
Please change defaults.
Install the other thing. So can we get a gigabyte in here as well? No, we have 4 terabyte Seagate though, so we need that anyway.
We'll stick that in. That's for recording footage.
So that goes down the bottom in the drive bays.
Down here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. Bam.
Okay, cool.
And then we need one more for games, right?
Yeah, we need SSD.
SSD 1 terabyte.
Man, this is getting pretty good.
Getting there, isn't it?
Oh, we need to put back the bloody other thing on, don't we? The sexy bits. Let's put all the sexy bits back in.
Do we want the sexy bits?
Yeah.
Okay, put in
So
the beauty panel.
Beauty panel. There you go.
To hide all the wires. Cover the chaps.
Put the dust filter back in, which we took out the front, which
yeah.
is a bit of a mistake.
Whoops. Well, do we need a dust filter if there's no fans?
No.
It's just dead weight. Adding excess weight.
Well, but it's nice to get rid of any dust that comes in, though, right? You know, we don't want dust to be building up because there's going to be. Let's just put it back in. What are we going to do with it? Throw it in the bin?
Yeah.
No, don't throw it in the bin. It's creating more waste. It'll go in the ocean. A dolphin will choke on it.
Oh my god!
Just
but
leave
then
it in there.
Dolphin will be dust free.
That's true. And a lot of dolphins are very dusty.
Yeah.
Famously.
dusty
There's the side
creatures.
panel.
There we go.
Okay.
I want a black box that makes no noise or light. I'm with you on this. No RGB for me, sir.
Well, it's still got the window, which is nice. Windows, right? And then we plug
then
everything
if it stops
in.
working, you can have a little peek in and go, well, I don't know.
TJ, my computer's not working.
Like when you break down on the motorway and you open the bonnet and just go. There's still an engine there, I guess. So
I don't know.
Cool. Right. Let's
plug that baby in.
Install. No, it's not install, is it? It's mouse. It's cable. Cable. So what's this bit?
We've got keyboard.
Keyboard. Easy. Got keyboard in keyboard hole. Mouse in mouse hole. Monitor goes in monitor hole.
And then you've got the
Plug.
power.
Goes in plug hole.
Kettle plug.
Okay. I think we're ready to rock.
Okay.
Piping?
No piping. We didn't go with
water,
water cooling in the end because we didn't want to Well, I didn't want to try that.
Too risky, man. I'm not brave enough for that. Right, I think that's it.
Let's power it
ready?
on.
Fingers crossed. Ding!
Okay.
It booted. It's installing Omega operating system.
It's done.
Is it working? It's working!
Boot up Chrome. Install,
that is the first
install
thing
Chrome.
you do, isn't it? That is the very first thing. Can I uninstall Bing? You need to use Bing to kill itself.
Well, there you go. Look, we could try 3D Mark. That's a common thing that they use to check a new computer. Part ranking. What's this?
I think it's going to give us a score. Like, how good is this build?
Right. Is this after it's restarted? I love how it's like you must restart your computer for the changes to take effect. It's like, fuck's sake. This is how fast they are. This is like a 3D Mark program that tracks how good they are. So the 3090s are obviously the highest performing ones in this.
I thought it was going to rank my build.
In this version. We can do a 3D Mark Advanced Edition, do that. Install that. Might need to restart.
Of course. The amount of these programs that say you have to restart, but actually, you can just run them without restarting.
I mean, but then again, I found out that I hadn't restarted my computer in there for literally like 9 weeks or something.
Oh, that's upsetting.
And then it was like, I was like, why is these things not working properly? It turns out that it just hadn't been.
Just needed a rest. It was just like, oh my god, let me rest.
This is an enthusiast thing, so you can buy this.
Okay, then what, it just like runs hyper-intensive graphic simulations?
Yeah, it does different stuff, and then it'll give you a score at the end. And so sort of people use it to measure
benchmark themselves.
Yeah, benchmark their computers.
How many bench presses can my PC do?
Exactly.
It's only 30 FPS.
Well, no, I mean, that's obviously going to be capped at that, isn't it? Oh, see, that's higher.
Here we go.
This is very funny because this is almost exactly like what it is. It's just playing a video, right?
Yeah.
But it feels like you're doing it.
I feel like I'm running it. Yeah.
It's cool.
Oh my god. I'll tell you what it should do. It should try and run one of our failed Garry's Mod builds from Dictionary.
It should
like
just
build challenges.
load up one of those really glitchy builds.
Lag fests and see if it can process it or not.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate test, I think.
How long is this thing going to go for?
It's real long.
Oh yeah, I will say these things are usually long. Bam!
Oh my god, but can it run Crisis? Perfect. Perfectly named achievement.
11,605. That was the original meme though, Crisis.
Oh god, yeah, I remember. Like, I could not run Crisis at all. I never had a good enough PC. I never played it because it was just, like, would just explode my PC.
I think this could probably run Crisis though, I think. It's like a 10-year-old game now.
Maybe in like 20 FPS.
Well, there you go. That was
did it.
Lewis and Ben Build a Computer, part of the Jingle Jam.
You can build your own fancy PCs and run your own like workshop in career mode by getting the game as part of the Jingle Jam Games Collection.
There's a whole game. Yeah,
available
it's not.
now.
I mean, we don't have to big it up. You know what this game is. It's an actual game. Look, you can build a computer.
It's running.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. And you didn't even have to spend $3,377, Ben.
It's a lot of bucks.
You know, we got all the joy of building a PC.
Yeah, it's true.
With none of the overheads. Just thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Yeah.
Hope you're having a nice time this Christmas.
Please donate to the Jingle Jam. Wonderful Christmas.
See you next time.
Bye.
See ya.